Hey guys, it's Mrs. Mays. I'm going to be doing your writing lesson for today, April 14th. So if you've gotten to this point, it looks, just by looking at it, it's not that much. So what we're working on today is the difference between your and your. There are different ways to spell it, and they have different meanings. So the Y-O-U-R shows possession, okay, meaning something belongs to you or to someone else. The word your is a contraction for you are. And so that's where you take two words, you squish them together, and you put an apostrophe. And it's just a shorter way of saying you are. So you've got an example here. May I borrow your pencil? So the correct form of your is used because this is showing possession. What do they have? They have the pencil. In this second example, it says you're going to the party. So if we replace it with you are going to the party, it makes sense. So that's where we can see that this contraction, your, is actually you are, and that is the correct way to use it in that sentence. It would not make sense if we said you're going to the party and you spelled it Y-O-U-R as a possessive. That doesn't make any sense. So you have to use it as a contraction. For our practice sentences down here, we're going to do the same thing. We've got to determine which sentence uses the word your correctly based on how they're spelled and based on what they mean. So if we look at number 1, part A, it says, please turn down the volume on your cell phone. Now, this your is the same as this one, so you can replace it to see if it makes sense. So please turn the volume down on your cell phone. Does that make any sense? Not at all. So we know that's not the answer, but before you pick B, you've got to make sure. So please turn down the volume on your cell phone. Well, this shows possession of the cell phone. So this your makes sense. It's the most appropriate one. It's the correct one. So your answer for number 1 is B. Now let's look at number 2. A says, I know you're upset about the situation, but things will turn out all right. Okay, so this one we know is the possessive form of your. Let's look at B. I know you're upset about the situation, but things will turn out all right. Now in A, you've got to ask yourself, is somebody owning or do they have something? Does this show possession of something? Looking at B, I know you're upset. Well, to make sure it makes sense, let's replace it with you are and see if that makes sense. I know you are upset about the situation, but things will turn out all right. So B is the one that makes the most sense. We're not talking about somebody owning anything or having anything. The contraction your, meaning you are, is just the most appropriate one for this particular sentence. Looking at number 3, it's obvious that you're hiding a secret from me. Okay, so we can see that that one is the contraction. So just to write that down so I can check it in a second. And then looking at part B, it's obvious that you're hiding a secret. So let's go over this. So if we replace the contraction with the two words that make up that contraction, it's obvious that you are hiding a secret from me. Okay, that makes sense. B, it's obvious that you're hiding a secret from me. So this your is a possessive, okay, shows possession. And they don't have anything. They do have a secret, but that's not saying that, oh, please tell me your secret. That would be possessive. But this is showing that this person is hiding a secret. Not that they do have one, but the correct answer here is you are, okay? Because that is the one that makes the most sense. Number 4, you left your headlights on, okay? So if we just look at part A, you left your headlights on. Well, this is the possessive your. What do they have? They have headlights. So that makes sense. Let's look at B. You left your headlights on. We know that this is a contraction for you are. So let's see if this makes sense whenever we replace it with the two words. So you left you are headlights on. Does that make sense? Not at all. So we know that they have headlights. They left them on. So A, this possessive your, is the correct answer here. Looking at number 5, should we go to your apartment or mine? So we can actually use this one. Okay, so reading this, we're going to replace the contraction your with you are to see if this makes sense. Should we go to your apartment or mine? That doesn't even sound right. So I'm going to put an X by that. Looking at B, should we go to your apartment or mine? Now this form of your shows possession. What do they have? They have an apartment. So this is the correct form of your to use to complete that sentence and to make it make sense. So anytime you come across some sentences like this and you've got to determine, even whenever you're writing or texting or anything, you need to make sure you use the correct form of your because it will change the meaning of the sentence. So make sure that you ask yourself which, should you use you are for that complete your sentence to make it make sense, or would you use your to show possession that you have something or someone else has something? So for your exit slip, you're going to do the exact same thing that we just kind of went over really quick. Break it down just like we've been practicing. If it's the contraction, break it down into you are and read it out loud to yourself to see if it makes sense. That'll get you a better grade, get you accurate answers. Okay? All right. Work hard.